Carl, I got a letter from you this morning in relation to standing orders on the workings of the technical group, and you told us that you will select members, that it's an administrative convenience, and if certain people are not included in our list of speakers, you're likely to call them. I'm just wondering, how do you think this is going to work for the future in terms of the administrative convenience? Because if any one of us goes to you now and says, I didn't get 5 minutes or 10 minutes, are you going to administer the entire technical group?
No is the answer to your question, Deputy. I don't interfere, but if I get complaints that people are being excluded, it's my duty to see that people are entitled to speak in this House. And I make no apologies for doing that. And it's my preference that parties and groups would arrange their own business. But at the end of the day, it's my responsibility, in accordance with standing orders, to call speakers. It is a matter of convenience that lists are prepared and in a particular order, but it's entirely a matter for the chair as to who's called. And if I receive a complaint that people are not being called or not being afforded the opportunity of making a contribution, I have a duty to make certain that they do, irrespective of whether you're a member of the technical group or any other group for that matter. So it's not a matter to be debated here on the order of business.
I think it is.
No, it's not.
I think it is, Carl.
But it's not.
I mean, if...
It certainly is not.
I think it is.
It is not a matter for the order of business as to what arrangements apply to the technical group in respect of speakers. Well, we live in a democracy, and a democracy says that people are entitled to speak.
We had got conflicting legal advice. We had got
I don't care what legal advice you get. I go by the standing orders of this House.
From your office, we got second. We have sought senior counsel advice.
Excuse me. Read your standing orders, and you'll see who is entitled to call speakers. And that is the chair.
Senior counsel advice.
Sorry, you've had your run, and if you need to discuss the matter further, bring it up at the Committee of Procedure and Privileges. That's what it's there for.
We respectfully ask.
No, I'm going on to Deputy Town.
You wait.
You're not raising it here, Deputy. You're a member of the Committee on Procedure and Privileges. Bring it to the Committee on Procedure and Privileges. Deputy Cowan, please. Deputy Cowan. Sorry, you've made your point. Deputy Cowan, thank you. Sorry, Deputy Halligan, will you stop shouting?
I'm not shouting. I'm only saying.
Deputy, would you ever read your standing orders? Deputy Cowan, thank you. Deputy Cowan, thank you. Deputy Cowan. Deputy Cowan, I am not interfering. Deputy, resume your seat. Resume your seat. Resume your seat.
You're interfering with the running.
Now, if you don't stay quiet, you find yourself outside the chair.
But you are interfering.
You're obviously looking to be. You're obviously seeking to be thrown out. Deputy Murphy, resume your seat.
You don't interfere with the running of any other group in the door.
Deputy Murphy,
You shouldn't interfere with the
resume
running of
your seat.
You don't interfere with the running of any other group in the door.
The sitting is suspended for 15 minutes.
You can suspend it all you like.
Deputy Barry Cowan. Deputy Barry Cowan, please. I've called Deputy Barry Cowan. Deputy Barry, would you resume your seat, please? Would you resume your seat, please?
To consider the legal advice and get alternative.
Would you resume your seat, please?
I don't know how this is going to work.
Deputy, would you please resume your seat? I'm on my feet. Would you show some respect to the chair, please?
You're trying to make it unworkable.
Would you please, will you resume your seat? Will you resume your seat for a minute? I'll explain something to you. Will you resume your seat, please?
The other thing is,
resume your seat.
We have to employ two people.
So sitting is suspended for another 15 minutes. Deputy Barry Cowan.
Order. I wanted to.
Deputy Barry Cowan. If now suspending the dog for 30 minutes.
Right. Sick in here.
Now again, I call on Deputy Barry Gowan. Sorry, Deputy. Deputy, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go through this charade again, nor am I going, nor am I going to allow the proper business of this House to be disrupted when you know that you've received a letter from the clerk at the door outlining the true procedures. The procedures have been outlined. Sorry, if you just let me speak, you don't need to shout me down. The clerk of the Dáil has outlined the procedures in relation to people joining a technical group. He's done that independently, and I just applied the rules. There's no point in having a go off me or shouting at me. That's not going to solve anything. The reality is, now hold on a minute. Hold on a second. Just hold on a minute. Hold on a second. If you wish to change that standing order, have it debated at the Committee on Procedure and Privileges. And Deputy Catherine Murphy is a member of that committee. So there's no point in delaying the proceedings of this House because it's not going to be solved. Now, either Deputy Murphy resumes her seat and allows Deputy Cowan to make his contribution, or Deputy, I'll have to ask you to leave the House.
I very much regret this.
Well, I'm sorry, if you're not prepared to adhere to the rules of the House, I'll have to ask you to leave the House. Are you listening to me, Deputy? I'm asking if you're not prepared to resume your seat and allow Deputy Cowan speak, I'll have to ask you to leave the House.
I have no choice here, and I very much regret that.
Okay.
And I will leave the House. But this is a discrimination against the independent.
It's not. There's no discrimination against independents. There's no discrimination. Now, Deputy, I've been through it all. I'd ask you, please, to leave the House. Thank you. Are you leaving the House, Deputy? No, I'm sorry, Deputy. I'm addressing Deputy Murphy, Deputy Halligan. Deputy Murphy, are you leaving the House?
I believe I'm speaking in a representative capacity.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Well, if you're not prepared to leave the House, I'm afraid I'll have to move to Standing Order 62. And I named Deputy Murphy, and that she be suspended from the service of the House. I must ask, is this motion being opposed? Is it being opposed? Is the motion not agreed? Na teachtaí atá a héamh na Táris cin abadís tá, na teachtaí atá na cin abadís níl. Sír mu an Kesriche. Vote.